The text, history, and tradition test is a legal test that played a big role in preventing the restriction of gun rights protected by the Second Amendment of the Constitution. This test struck down a New York law which required individuals to prove proper cause existed before a license would be issued allowing that person to carry a concealed pistol or revolver in public. The court held that this proper cause requirement violated the 14th Amendment, which grants equal protection because it prevented law-abiding citizens who have ordinary self-defense needs from exercising their Second Amendment rights to keep and bear arms. The Supreme Court's decision was seen as revoking the balanced test of constitutional rights, at least as it relates to Second Amendment rights. Here's how the text, history, and tradition test works. Text begins with the actual words of the Constitution. It focuses on the literal text of the specific amendment in question. History. The test then uses historical context to confirm the interpretation of these words. This involves determining how the right was understood when the amendment was ratified. Tradition. Finally, the test considers the tradition associated with the right, including common practices and the lack of restrictions on the activity throughout the founding era. This test is considered more faithful to the Constitution because it centers on what the Constitution says and how it was understood. It contrasts with a previously used two-part test, which involved the balancing of interests and the application of different levels of scrutiny depending upon the nature of the right and the burden of that right. Is the balancing test of the constitutional rights discussed in part 1 of this two-part video series nullified by the text, history, and tradition test? Until the Supreme Court specifically rules on those issues, it's the subject of debate among legal scholars. Some believe it could be applied more broadly, while others argue it's specific to the Second Amendment due to its unique historical context. Time will tell. Subscribe to the Law Center YouTube channel and click the notification bell for updates on the law.